The full bench of Delhi High Court in the case of X versus Y of the year 2025 has clearly held that the 1 year separation period under section 13(1)(b) is not mandatory and it can be waived where there exists exceptional hardship to the petitioner or exceptional depravity on the part of the respondent. Crucially, the court has clarified that the waiver of this 1 year period operates independently of the 6-month cooling off period under section 13(b)(2), which serves a distinct legislative purpose and may also be waived upon judicial satisfaction. In fact, if we see the basic premise on which this law was made was that the society felt that a warring couple should be given time so that in case their marriage can be mended or it may not lead to divorce. However, the opposite side or the contemporary thought is that why will you violate the autonomy and dignity of a couple that does not want to stay together, and laws should not interfere in an institution called marriage. Court also says that these waivers should not be given just for the asking. They have to justify that why it is necessary that this period should be waived off. So it does maintain a check. However, if you see the figures in India, only 1 in 100 couples go for divorce. So it is not that divorces are happening just on the drop of the hat. However, there has been an increase in the rate of divorce by 30 to 40%. Nonetheless, this order of the bench of Delhi High Court clearly says that it respects the dignity and autonomy of married couples and it does not want to impose outside pressure on any couple that does not want to stay together.
All relationships cannot be mended. The Delhi High Court in a significant ruling has held that couple filing for mutual divorce under the Hindu Marriage Act may need not wait for at least 1 year that is prescribed under the Act. The Delhi High Court was answering a very interesting reference. The question that the court had framed for it to answer was, is a court mandated to stall divorce by mutual consent, thrusting unwilling parties not into marital bliss but into marital abyss? So this was the exact question that the High Court has now answered, and it has clarified that of course there is a section in the Hindu Marriage Act that prescribes that even if you're seeking divorce on mutual grounds, on mutual consent, then you have to wait for an entire year. There's an entire year you have to wait before your divorce can be finalized. But the court in a very interesting ruling has in fact clarified that section 13(b) of the Hindu Marriage Act, 13(b)(1) of the Hindu Marriage Act should be read harmoniously with section 14(1). Now, what is this section 14(1) of the Hindu Marriage Act? Section 14(1) allows courts to waive statutory waiting period in cases involving exceptional hardships or exceptional cases. So while the courts always have the power to waive off these periods, now the Delhi High Court has clarified that it is not necessary that couples are forced to live apart for at least 1 year before they get their divorce finalized. The High Court has in fact made very scathing and eye-opening observation, and it added that in certain cases delaying the obliteration of matrimonial bond may lead to one or the other spouse unable to form a meaningful relationship outside the marriage or remarry or get reintegrated into the society. So these are some very progressive observations coming from the Delhi High Court while answering this very interesting reference that in fact had raised this question that why all couples need to wait for 1 year before they get divorced, even when they're filing for divorce on mutual ground.
This is not the first time that the court has come with this order. Earlier also in Pooja Gupta case, this 1 year waiting period was waived off. Even the 6-month cooling off period in the filing of the motion was also waived off. And somehow this very clearly tries to drive home the point that the aim of the law is to remove marital misery through humane, dignified and constitutionally informed remedies. So it clearly says that the law is there to protect, but law is not there to force a married couple to remain in a marriage which is not possible.